Morning. Grateful to be here. Grateful that we can gather together. Grateful for good news that is worthy of being eager to praise and worship over. Yesterday I wound up working about 10 hours doing two jobs that I had planned on doing on two separate days to keep from having to do it all in 10 hours. And by the end of the day, I could barely walk. I spent a little time last night with the massager on my back and taking some medication, and I was actually able to go to sleep, and I'm grateful for that. But at some point early morning, like, 3 or 4 or 5, somewhere in there, I don't remember exactly, the medication wears off, and sleep was not real good after that. But I did still sleep. But this morning, I didn't want to get up. I did not want to get up. It hurt to move. I wasn't as rested as I had hoped. And, it just didn't seem like a great idea. But I did. I got up and I went to get dressed, and I took one look at my hangers of ties and started trying to figure out which one I was going to wear today. And the thought of moving my shoulders and arms enough to tie the tie was just like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I grabbed a t-shirt, one of my mini Darth Vader t-shirts. I got to thinking about it. I don't think I have a single Star Wars shirt that doesn't have Darth Vader on it. So, man, people are really going to think you like the dark side. And there was a time that you could probably look at my life and say, hey, he liked the dark side. But the truth of the matter is, I don't. I've always been a rebel, both with Star Wars and life. It takes a lot of grace for me not to be a rebellious punk. But I do like Darth Vader. But not because he's the bad guy. Because if you're familiar with Star Wars, all of it, Darth was actually not the bad guy. I've mentioned it before, but when I was, in elementary school, a long, long time ago, a book came out called Star Trek, Star Wars, and the 21st Century Christians. And the book does not hold up because the man who wrote it right after the first Star Wars that came out, episode 4, A New Hope. And there's a lot of information that you don't have in that movie. So he made some analogies like Darth Vader representing Satan, Obi-Wan Kenobi representing Jesus. And if you've watched the rest of the films, you know neither one of those two analogies is even close to accurate. But it was my first experience with the idea of really thinking about silly things like movies and books and seeing how stories can relate and make you think about other things, especially even spiritual things, that it's okay to do that. And that became one of my things I like to do because I'm a geek and I like movies and books and pop culture, and I like making analogies and I like thinking about stuff. And the truth of the matter is, as much as I would like to say something different, I like Darth Vader because I relate to Darth Vader. I would like to say that the one I really related to was Han Solo. That's who I wanted to relate to. That's who I wanted to be. Han Solo was cool. But it was Darth. And there is a gospel of Darth Vader in these movies. And it's not that it's bad. It's just that it's incomplete. But I like it. See, spoiler, he starts as a little kid, full of joy, full of life, trying to do the right thing, and he can drive really well. See, I can relate to that. That was me as a little kid. Yeah, little kid driving. Can ask my dad about it sometime. Farmers used to talk to him about that. Because at 6 years old, I was behind the wheel of a truck hauling hay. Then he got hurt, and he got scared. And he responded wanting good things, but responding in the wrong way to get them. And he got off track, and things went bad. And I can relate to that. But at the end, kind of, he repents. That just means he changes his mind. He realizes that the way he's been going and doing things and the person he's been following, the real bad guy, the emperor, was wrong. And so he changes and gives his life to save his son. And that's his redemption story. Now, it's bogus and it's sci-fi and it's silly and it's whatever. But I like the idea that even someone who has messed up so bad that the whole universe thinks they're the bad guy can be redeemed. I like that. Because I got pretty bad. And I wanted to be redeemed. But that's the end of the Gospel of Darth Vader. You have a change of heart, you do something good, and you've been redeemed. And we all know it doesn't work that way. We don't want it to work that way. I mean, we might want it to work that way for us, but we don't really want it to work that way. Can you imagine any of the victims of Darth Vader's families going, woohoo! He had a change of heart and saved his son. All is forgiven. I don't care what he did to my family. I'm not worried about the fact that, he's destroyed whole worlds. It's okay. No. We demand justice. We know that's not good enough. Somebody just having a little deal. And the truth of the matter is, what falls short in that is what falls short in my life is that we know that just realizing that we haven't been doing it right, just repenting and even trying to do some good does not cancel out what we've done. And we need a new hope. We need something else because that redemption falls short every time. The true gospel that goes all the way, all that is needed, is that the creator of the universe wrapped himself in flesh for you and for me. That he looked down and saw the motives of your heart and the thoughts of your mind and knew you were a bad guy. Maybe not as bad as you think you are. Maybe worse than you think you are, because we have a tendency to shift blame and make excuses and justify ourselves. But not the ultimate bad. Not the true enemy. And he had a heart to redeem us. So no matter how many bad choices you've done, no matter how many bad reactions, no matter what you've done, what's been done to you, what you've done to others, God traded his life for yours. It's not that you can make things right by giving up your life for somebody else, because your life has already been made unworthy. But the one who is worthy and was worthy and always will be worthy laid down his life to purchase your right to be redeemed, to be changed, to be transformed, made new, and have a relationship with God. And he hung on that cross in our place. He died, but he's not dead. He rose and he lives, and because he lives, you live, or can live, by accepting the work that he did. Redeemed just means to be purchased and set free. Freedom from all those things that make you kind of not love to look in your own eyes in the mirror. It's a good thing. It is good news. That is the true gospel. And we celebrate it and we remember it, because the world gives us different stories. Some of them have a hint of the truth. Some of them fall way short. And you may have heard what the world says about you, and they may have told you that you can never be redeemed, that you have messed up too bad, that you can't ever change, you can't be changed, it can't be made right. Because that message is out there. Or you may have looked at something the way I looked at Star Wars and at least seen a message of redemption is possible. If you're still breathing, it's not too late. But don't fall for the lie that either you can't be redeemed or that you can redeem yourself. Because there is truth that you can be redeemed, but not by you. You owe too much to pay your debt, but Jesus paid it all. For all time, for every person. That's good news. And as much as I love Star Wars, it doesn't come close to the true gospel. That we can be free, that we can be made new, that we can have a life worth living, and we can be a redemption story. That those who are hungry to know that there's still hope, no matter what kind of darkness they see in themselves, there's hope because of Jesus that they see in you.